Saturday, 3rd of August 2013, Cebu in the Philippines. We're here with pro athlete and coach Matt O'Halloran. Matt, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great. Hey, this is always an exciting race in the calendar. How are you looking forward to this race?
I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. There's a lot of people that don't know how festive and how well organized this race is. To a mediocre mind, they might think, it's crazy to do a race in a big city like Cebu with millions of people. But at the end of the day, the organizers just get it done, and they literally leave no stones unturned. And it's a fantastic event that everybody should be able to experience.
Yeah, we had that pro press conference yesterday, Matt. How unreal was that?
It was something unique and something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I mean, to hear a world-class singer like Apple the App of the Black Eyed Peas just freestyling on stage during the pro Q&A is something that I don't think you'll ever have anywhere else. I mean, who was it that was saying how it was better than Kona? I think it was Zina. She was like, yeah, in Kona everybody's nervous and just not talking, and then here everybody was relaxed and laughing, and there was a show going on. So it was definitely a different atmosphere.
Yes, yes. At the same time, when everybody was sitting on stage there, Matt, that was a pretty stacked field, right? How does that work for you? Does that intimidate, or does that inspire you to see how you can kind of like stay below the radar but still give these boys a little bit of run for their money?
It's a mix of both. You just have to be realistic. And, I'm a strong swimmer and a strong cyclist, and, having strong guys like that definitely, works into the dynamics that I race. So, I'm looking forward to having a competitive race and to being in the mix as long as I can against some of these, top athletes. And to me, it was really what I wanted to do as a pro athlete is not necessarily, to win, Olympic gold medal, to win Kona, but, to be able to be in those races and to be in the mix and to really be able to gain some experience and just to see what it's like and be able to pass down that experience as a coach.
Yeah, that's great. Matt, you mentioned it already. You've raced many years as a pro athlete, and I think it's probably fair to say that you're thinking this through. What's the plan for next year, Matt?
Next year, I'd definitely like to focus on coaching and just, train for fitness and not have to compete for performance so much because, there's a lot of player coaches in the sport of triathlon, and I see them, and 99% of the time, they just, half-ass everything. It's just, they're not doing a really good job coaching nor racing, but, they get to live the lifestyle. And that's what's important to a lot of us. But for me, I'm more about, the whole getting it done at the end of the day, better than the guy beside you. And that's what I'd really like to focus on next year.
Yeah, inspiring. I think, Matt, when we're talking to the elite development athletes, there's so much appreciation and so much learning and fun that they're getting out and working with you. How has that transition been for you from pro athlete into suddenly where you only have to look after yourself and can be fairly selfish at times, where now suddenly you need to look out for all these youngsters?
It's definitely a big step in the maturity and just in the decision taking versus just thinking about yourself, which is what most humans do on a day-to-day basis. It's almost like being a parent sometimes, or just being an older brother. You just have to be there, and most of the time, prevent them from, doing mistakes. And at the end of the day, I do believe that, their success is my success as well. It's not a situation where it was the athlete and their ability, but it was really, the coach and the athlete that, got this result.
Yeah. How has all the years of training and time that you spent with Brett Sutton helped you prepare for the role that you're doing now?
I couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, there's, what's it called? just stereotypical education, and then there's just experiences. And I think that now, as we move into the future, I think that, experiences and specific knowledge is, much stronger than just, certificates and, weekend courses. So, having the privilege to learn from the best, and, not only being able to learn from Brett, but being able to be in the environment and just to see, day-to-day world champion athletes, Olympic gold medalist athletes, just, how they train, how they prepare, how they handle the low points, the high points, and just to see, how they interact with their coach and how the coach interacts with them. It was just really eye-opening, and to me, it just showed me how much more the training is so much more important than just a bunch of workouts. It's all about, the attitude and, the energy that a coach and an athlete has together in their connection, and just how they make everything work together, or not work for some people.
Yes. You're actually booking. You talked about the athlete's successes being your success, and as a coach, that's obviously 100% true. Talk us a little bit through the 3 elite development athletes that we have, and the 4th that we're adding. And let's start with Banjo. What's your view on Banjo? How is he developing?
Banjo's developing very well. He's our most underprivileged athlete. He comes from the province, from the Mindanao region in the Philippines, which is a place where there's quite a few terrorists and some pretty dangerous stuff like that. And he's become our top athlete. And to me, that's not a coincidence. I lived in Kenya for quite a few months, and I just saw how these underprivileged people can just have the drive, have the desire, and they're so much more humble and down to earth than those city slickers that you meet sometimes. And it's just been great. Banjo is just quiet, he's humble, he's very obedient. He just needs to become a bit more independent and just be more open with his feelings and his personality, because he can be quite shy and just be a bit of a recluse.
Let's talk about Jenny Rose de Guerra.
Jenny has done quite well in a short period of time. She comes from an excellent pedigree in swimming, and she just shows that if you're a female and you have ability here in the Philippines, you can make an impact fairly quickly, because the level is still developing, and it's a bit of a country where females might not have as much advantages or opportunities as males, like a lot of third world countries, but it's definitely catching up. And that she's definitely giving a few men a run for her money. And the fact that she's a mother and she has a full-time job on top of performing quite well makes everything so much more impressive, on top of having to train in a very busy city like Manila.
Yeah, and she did pretty amazing in Subic, in the Subic 5150 in June, right? She actually won the female elite, the female elite Philippine category. Did you think she was capable of that, or did that even surprise you?
It was a surprise for sure that she was able to do that early. There's a few circumstantial things that happened that she was able to win the race, but down the road, I definitely believe that she had the potential, physically and mentally, to be able to beat the girls that she was able to beat.
How do you see her holding up here tomorrow in the Ironman 70.3 Philippines?
She'll be strong. It really depends, on how well her endurance has developed, because she has limited training, so we haven't been able to do so much more long bikes and long runs, which would have been better to do. But at the end of the day, she's really that type of athlete who once they focus and once they're on the start line, they just are full on, and they just really give their best. So it's just really a matter of getting that athlete to that start line ready, and then the rest they definitely can do themselves.
Yeah, great. Let's talk about Dhill Anderson.
Dhill is great. He's got a great attitude. He's a very nice guy, and he's just got that swim that locals here don't have. And he reached that point in swimming where he can either keep swimming and not improve, or switch to a new sport and then just improve leaps and bounds within weeks and months. And that's what he did. and he you know, he's learning slowly but surely. But there's quite a few obstacles for him and for Jenny, just living and training in the city. They need to be in a better environment, and they need to be able to you know, have a bit more what can I say, less distraction into their training.
If for you, obviously, Matt, it's a big change to go from pro athlete to, so we say, lifestyle and healthy athlete. You're looking forward to this change?
Definitely. You know, I have some small personal goals in running that I'd like to do, certain times that I'd like to do. So that'll definitely keep me on the edge and keep me competitive, all the while being much lesser maintenance. I mean, the difference between, you know, let's say, training for a half Ironman and, you know, training for a 21K race is quite significant. And you know, considering that I'm still, you know, fairly young compared to a lot of pro athletes out there, you know, I still believe that I can come back, you know, in 5 years, and, you know, be able to perform well with better run speed. And, you know, the swim, I'm not too worried about that.
Okay, Matt. Hey, thanks for your time. Have a great race tomorrow, and we hope we're really excited to see all the elite development athletes pass by as well.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.